The pirates who will replace Kaido and Big Mom as the next Yonko will be announced in the next chapter. Of course, Luffy will be one of them, considering that Luffy is already mentioned as the 5th Emperor. Eustass Kid and Law are also very likely. However, since there are 2 vacant Yonko positions, there should be 1 more Yonko considered besides Luffy, especially if Kid and Law are only considered as Luffy's followers. The interesting thing is that Buggy will fill the Yonko position. How could that be? Let's look at reasons Buggy can become a Yonko. But before we start this video, please smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and click notification bell, or you will miss future anime videos. Even though you might laugh at the thought of Buggy being considered a Yonko, from the start Buggy was considered a strong and influential figure because of a series of coincidences and misunderstandings from Impel Down to Marineford. Therefore, in a chaotic situation, it is not impossible for Buggy to rise to the Yonko position as well because of a misunderstanding and coincidence. As you also know, Buggy's name skyrocketed since the Impel Down incident and the Marineford War. Moreover, after becoming the 7 warlords, not a few powerful pirates finally chose to join his organization and become part of Buggy's delivery. Even the new giant pirates group headed by Hadruden was once subordinate to Buggy's organization, so it's no exaggeration to say that Buggy has an important influence in the New World. It's not impossible. This Buggy's delivery organization also has a fleet whose numbers compete with the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. Not to mention that after Doflamingo was defeated by Luffy, Buggy's delivery's position as an underworld organization became even stronger. Buggy even dared to say that they ended up monopolizing the mercenary business after the weapons intake from Doflamingo's factory was no longer circulating. You could say Buggy's organizational strength has been widely recognized to the point that in Chapter 803 you can see a lot of calls coming in asking for paid pirates from Buggy's delivery. In other words, the current fighting prowess of Buggy's group could not be underestimated, at least in the eyes of the world government. One of the things that made Buggy's name skyrocketed was the fact that Buggy had joined the Pirate King's ship, Gold D. Roger. His experience sailing on a legendary ship and rumors that Shanks and Buggy were like brothers had succeeded in making the world government's expectations of Buggy too high. So, it's only natural that if the world government, and also most of the wider community, consider this Buggy to be equal to Shanks, who is now a Yonko. One of the things that makes Buggy's theory as a Yonko quite popular is the cover image of One Piece Volume 25. How could that be? If you notice, the cover image focuses on Luffy, Blackbeard, Shanks, and Buggy. Blackbeard and Shanks are now Yonko, while Luffy is the strongest Yonko candidate at the moment. And it seems Oda drew the cover of One Piece Volume 25 as a foreshadow for those who will become the new generation of Yonko, namely Shanks, Blackbeard, Luffy, and Buggy. Why isn't Eustass Kid or Trafalgar Law the next Yonko? As we discussed earlier, currently there are only 2 vacant Yonko positions, and one is almost certain to be filled by Luffy. Since Kid and Law's position is almost balanced, it seems impossible that only one of them will become a Yonko. If one becomes a Yonko, then the other should also be worthy of being a Yonko, not to mention the fact that neither Kid nor Law yet have a fleet large enough to call themselves Yonko, in contrast to Buggy with Buggy's delivery and Luffy with the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. So if Buggy becomes a Yonko, chances are in the paper that Kid and Law will be considered an alliance under Luffy's leadership, just like the fate of Capone Badge before on Whole Cake Island. Of course, the most important condition for Buggy to become a Yonko, Buggy must first escape from the Navy siege that was hunting them after his Shichibukai position was dissolved. It's a little hard to imagine Buggy escaping the Marines led by a Vice Admiral, but maybe Buggy managed to escape at the expense of his men as he planned. What is clear, if Buggy manages to escape, Buggy's bounty will likely skyrocket according to his status as a legend from the Gold D. Roger ship. And also Buggy has a devil fruit power that can't be underestimated. The devil fruit can split their user's body into pieces and control said pieces however they wish, as well as making the user immune to slashing attacks, making the user a split inhuman. And even the strongest swordsman in the world couldn't kill Buggy. Even the power of the devil fruit has not actually reached awakening. Can you imagine if Buggy could awaken his devil fruit? Of course, it would be a big threat to the world government. And another reason why Buggy can become a Yonko is because Buggy is Oda's favorite character. Those are some of the reasons why Buggy can become a Yonko. What do you think?